who knows if there is even a negotiation? Who's believing?
You doubting the vice president went to Pakistan?
Absolutely.
You believe the administration lied that J.D. Vance flew to Pakistan to negotiate with the Iranians?
But the point is he left.
No, are you saying that was a lie? Was that a fabricated item?
He left with nothing in hand.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We're diving into a heated debate featuring Scott Jennings on Kaitlan Collins' CNN show, where he sticks to his usual spin and questionable claims. I'll break it all down and give you my take. Let's get into it.
Scott, what do you make of what the father said? I think he made some compelling arguments there.
Yeah, I would counter and say that, A, we're not a theocracy in the United States. Although our commanders-in-chief and military leaders often pray to God for success in battle. It's happened since George Washington knelt in the snow at Valley Forge. We aren't a theocracy. We have separation of church and state. It may be that the American left is trying to, turn us into a theocracy, which would be quite a development. But he's a president of the United States, which is a political office. The Pope is a faith leader. Those are two different things, and they have had some disagreements, presidents and popes in the past. I mean, I think of Dwight Eisenhower's Order of the Day, D-Day, 1944. Let us beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking. I think every American believes that our invasion of France was a great and noble undertaking, and that it was fully appropriate for Eisenhower to ask God to support our just and noble cause. The president believes that it is a righteous, noble, moral cause to keep these fanatics in Iran from having a nuclear weapon. And that is the decision he's made as a political officer of the United States.
And I think if the Pope had just made these comments in Cameroon talking about separatists there, this would not be leading the show tonight. I think it's the personal fight that he's gotten in with the Pope where he's going after him and putting quotes in his mouth that the Pope didn't say. I mean, it's not hard to fact check that the Pope did not say Iran should have a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's less about that and it's more about what the Pope said, which is this manipulation of religion. I don't blame Trump. I blame these evangelicals, these religious leaders that have enabled the president's behavior, that have promoted him to near deification of the president. That's really the problem. So I'm not surprised or shocked that he would depict himself as Jesus because they've elevated him to that point. Paula White was at the White House and compared him several times to Jesus Christ. I mean, that is blasphemy in and of itself. But here's the thing. They're going to have to reconcile their own faith with this administration that is conducting and governing itself very much antithetical to Christian tenets, cutting Medicare, cutting SNAP, cutting housing, separating families, children from their families, igniting a war across the Middle East. None of that aligns with Christian tenets. And so my question really is, who's going to stop Donald Trump? If it's not morality and it's not the Supreme Court, much more devastating is going to happen.
You seem to raise your eyebrows when she was talking about the people around the president. But can we listen to what the Republican Congressman Troy Neals actually said today about this?
I believe that Donald Trump is better than sliced bread. I think he's almost the second coming, in my humble opinion.
I mean, that does come after Pastor Paula White last week was also saying similar things to the president at the White House.
Yeah, look, I don't mistake political leaders and my religious views. I try to keep those things separate, and I don't deify political leaders, and I don't necessarily look at them.
Vote on abortion. They're conflating their political beliefs with their religious beliefs. That happens every day in America.
I don't see how anyone could describe Scott Jennings' behavior as anything other than putting Donald Trump on a pedestal, like he's beyond criticism or question. Deify really does feel like the right word here. And then you've got Troy Neals and others going along with it. Watching grown men praise Trump like he's some kind of second coming is honestly hard to stomach.
Answering the specific question, which is no, I don't find American political leaders to necessarily be infallible or the best paragons of virtue when it comes to religion. I will tell you this: you asked, why is this Christian or why is this moral? I mean, there is a CBS News poll out. Catholics who go to church every week give the president a 58% approval rating right now. So the Catholic Church
was that taken before or after he got in a fight with the Pope?
It's April 8th through the 10th, so it's happening during the war, which is what the fight is about. So
it was before his argument with the Pope.
Okay, well, look, my point is this. The Catholic Church and Christianity at large is a broad spectrum of people. I mean, you had your boss, Joe Biden, in the White House. I mean, he believed in abortion, believed in gay marriage, not doctrine Catholic teachings either. So there's a broad spectrum of political views among people who are practicing Christians and practicing Catholics. There's nothing unusual about that. But ultimately, you look to the President of the United States to act in the best interest of the nation. And sometimes they pray to God for support and help with military battles. Yeah. Sometimes they're in agreement with religious leaders, and sometimes they aren't. But we have a secular government for a reason. We're not a theocracy.
Scott, what is your take? I mean, because I did hear from people at the White House today after Secretary Hegseth's press conference. I mean, he spends a good deal of time attacking the press. I mean, I don't think that's surprising. But comparing the press to Pharisees today?
Look, my personal advice and view is it's over the top. It's unnecessary. I tend to agree with him that there are a lot of people in the press and on the American left who are appear to be rooting for bad outcomes. I don't disagree with him. He doesn't need to cast it in these terms, in my view. He doesn't need to be over the top about it. And I also think the American military's performance speaks for itself. It's been nothing short of brilliant. And by the way, the president today also said that he thought the blockade that he had put in place was even more effective than the wartime activities that we were engaged in. And we're in a moment right now. The blockade's working. We're in a ceasefire. There's a chance to bring this regime to its knees, take away their nuclear weapons, and make the world a safer place. I would hope that everybody...
They don't even have nuclear weapons. There's nothing to take away, Scott Jennings. Yet MAGA voices keep repeating the same claims about Iran over and over. The reality is, Iran doesn't currently possess a nuclear weapon, even though the issue keeps getting misrepresented.
Their ability to continue to kill people in the Middle East and around the world and have weapons that would kill millions worldwide.
Is that how you see it?
You know, I mean, where do you start with this thing? I mean, I think the question is, what can you believe from this president? You know, the lies, you know, he perpetuates lies. I mean, you know, none of his reality is grounded in truth. I mean, we're in a situation now where he's made a bad situation even worse. I mean, what is the objective now? Was it regime change? Because that's not happened. Was it the nuclear weapons? Because we're not even talking about that anymore. Somehow we're focused.
Yes, we are.
Somehow we're focused on
It's literally the only thing we're negotiating over.
Who knows if there is even a negotiation? Who's believing?
You doubting the vice president went to Pakistan?
Absolutely.
You believe the administration lied that J.D. Vance flew to Pakistan to negotiate with the Iranians?
But the point is he left.
No, are you saying that was a lie? Was that a fabricated item?
He left with nothing in hand. That is the point.
And we're about to negotiate again?
I'm not sure what we're defining as negotiation.
They will not have a nuclear weapon.
The point is, we had a deal in place. The president came into office and undermined the plan that Obama put in place.
It allowed nuclear enrichment.
Now we're in a situation where there's all these unknowns.
Don't you hate his smug little, he laughs to himself and smiles to himself and then turns to the camera and smirks? It drives me nuts.
Incredible implications. We're in an global energy crisis. Gasoline's up. We're at a situation now where we've never... yes, we are. And never in our nation's history have we had such high distrust from our allies and our foes alike. We're in a bind with no sort of clarity on where this thing is headed. And so that's the major concern, is that who knows what to believe and who knows what's next with this president.
I find it incredible that you're doubting that J.D. Vance flew to Pakistan, or that we're actively engaged in diplomacy right now.
He walked away with
the bottom line is
that
this.
has been consistent.
We have a goal. We have a goal. They're not going to have nuclear weapons, and the blockade is working. And we're costing them hundreds of millions of dollars a day.
And we're also costing the American people hundreds of millions of dollars every day.
No,
I paid $6 for gas just yesterday.
Were you in California?
No, I was here in D.C. Okay. I was in Virginia.
Oh, another blue area.
I was in Virginia.
Congrats. A blue area.
$5 in Nevada, where the president is tonight, talking about no tax on tips. Ashley Etienne, Scott Jennings, thanks for both of you for being here.
This is another classic move from Scott Jennings and other MAGA commentators, deflecting instead of addressing real issues. He tries to dismiss concerns by bringing up gas prices in places like California, then waves it off because it's a blue state, as if millions of people there don't matter. It's completely disingenuous. Jennings rarely sticks to actual facts. Instead, he gets defensive the moment someone like Ashley Etienne questions the administration, even though we've seen time and time again how often their narrative shifts. So why should anyone blindly trust what they say? At the end of the day, Jennings' role is pretty clear. Go on TV, muddy the waters, and create doubt whenever there's criticism of Trump and his allies. He even tries to frame what's happening with Iran like it's some noble mission, when in reality it's draining resources and costing lives with no clear benefit. Most people aren't buying it. Polls show a majority oppose what's going on. Still, voices like Jennings keep getting airtime. What do you think? Do you trust this administration, or do you agree with Ashley Etienne that the constant changes make it hard to believe anything? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe.